situations were so crucial. So thoughts.
Laning wise, obviously he was behind, but can't blame him too much. His stun strikes were fine, I think. In the early, he missed a couple, but it was more like opponent outplays. And then in terms of how he used his spells during the early skirmishes, it was excellent. Like really good meteor timings. He was putting his damage in the right places. I think it made a big difference.
His team made it easy though.
Making an early claim for the MVP, isn't he? For 3 good games now.
Yeah.
Early. I mean, it's day one. I know that.
Everybody played really well on TeamTeam that game.
Yeah. Him as well. It's just every game he's played so far has been really
He's
good.
impressed, doesn't he?
The one thing, was the slightly mistimed roll on the Yules on the Morphling, but other than that,
I thought that was going to hit too. I was confused.
Yeah.
That went through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happens sometimes. He had a couple other really good team fights too. Him and Brax really set things up well.
Nick's also banned out. It's also been 100% Pictal ban so far.
Yep. Last game they banned OD in the first phase, so let's see how that's time.
Less threatening than some of these other heroes though, right?
Morphling, yeah. Like Morphling can like super obscenely win a lane. Whereas OD is really obnoxious to play against, and he can definitely dominate lanes, but OD's base damage isn't like quite as incredible as it used to be, so it's like, yeah, he can like prevent you from getting last hits here and there, but at some point he's still an OD. That's not quite the same.
Ooh. A first round Earth Spirit ban for TNC.
Well, that leaves
I like the Shaker.
Yeah, but the Shaker's much
for one, right?
Yeah, but the Shaker is much slower to come online and not, I think, nearly as good in the potentially. So you're much more likely to get run over playing Earthshaker compared to playing Earth Spirit, because Earth Spirit, even if you have a bad start, you're gonna maybe get the Tome and you're gonna get your Magnetize online and have an impact in that first fight. Shaker needs the 100% to be able to really make anything.
Quite happy to go back for the Troll for Envy, you would assume. And yep, TNC pick up the Shaker.
This is a greedy start, but
alongside the OD.
Lots of team fight, though.
It looks good to me. I mean, OD against Troll is nice. If he ulties or catches somebody else, you can banish Troll or the other guy. And then this way they take Earthshaker away from their opponent. But with that said, Earthshaker against Troll feels a little bit iffy sometimes if you're the one that's caught and you have to burn stuns just to buy yourself a second and a half. It doesn't always save you either.
I wonder, I mean, it's interesting because it feels like it's really not a hero anymore, but looking at what TNC have picked, I'd love to see like a team. That hero just seems so dead, but it's actually amazing against OD and Shaker. Probably not gonna happen.
Not sure if I super like it against OD, but against ES, that's definitely good. Lena's their pick. That's gonna be the mid matchup that they want, most likely, and it's easier just to pick it now because it's reliable.
Do they flex this hero at all? Like, will they
not usually
consider running it as a?
You think in support or like a side lane?
Yeah, support.
I think Lena support's okay,
it's not great,
but it's I think it's like really dangerous because if you're losing the game, it feels pretty bad, and even like scaling into mid and late game, you're just gonna be food against anybody that has like 4 staffs, EKBs, blinks. You're just gonna. It's almost for sure gonna be mid. I mean, Lena's got really good base armor now. That used to be one of her weaknesses, was having low armor lake, and I think she has like 5 or something, so she'll be fine.
Yeah, they just have to give. I would guess that they'll probably use their last overall pick, Brax's hero, in this situation. He's normally a little bit earlier in the draft, but given that they've still got 2 supports, as we're saying, to pick, probably give whatever, make sure that the offlane has a good matchup this time.
So last game TNC banned out Bane. They banned out Lena second phase last game. That's why TNC picked it up here.
They bump it up.
Yep. So Bane was the other ban against Mike as a laning presence hero. But I mean, it's pretty clear that I think the Abaddon worked quite well as a support. I think he obviously got tons of kills, but I mean, the fact that you have a 4.5 second, 120 damage nuke at level 1 is kind of bonkers.
The OD is a big deterrent against the Abaddon, though, right?
By just so much damage?
Well, not just so much damage, but you can completely waste his ult with the imprisonment, and if you want to, you can just keep hitting him during his ult and just get a bunch of int and get all those stacks and then pop the rest of his team. So I don't know if TeamTeam was looking for it. It's a little bit different because it's a support Abaddon, so I don't know if you really care so much about the counter picks, but something to keep.
Well, they pick Oracle again anyways.
Okay.
They did ban out Bane and Doom. Doom pretty effective against OD. Just prevent him from using any of his skills is a very good way to mitigate him.
So they've not played Lina in any other position than mid since Gunnar has been on the team.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. You can like do it in pubs once in a while, I think.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not great.
I'm just wondering if they can TeamTeam do something like, can they put Pugna mid? Like, Pugna's not being banned yet. It makes OD's life absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good, outside of the OD, it's also a pretty good Pugna game. Like, it's annoying for the Oracle, it's annoying for the Shaker. They're not really good at hitting the Nether Ward.
I mean, they could offlane Pugna too.
Yeah.
That's where they want to fit it. Although, with that said, melee heroes, they need somebody tanky, especially with the Rubik pick here.
They lack frontline, for sure.
Good spells to steal, though, between OD Banish, Fissure, even some Oracle stuff would be good.
We can still see the Master here. The Cinder Brewer is pretty good against OD. Having the Cyclone is super useful against Oracle because you can always just send him up in the air. He's not going to be saving anybody. And we saw Brax play it fantastically in the first series today. Though if they want it, they probably have to take it fourth. I don't think it's going to... I don't know if it'll make it through.
Not sure, maybe.
Okay, so TNC...
Can they... I guess they can't now because they're going to...
What are you thinking?
No, the weird thing is that they've had a thing in NA qualifiers where I watched them play Lina and Centaur together all the time.
Okay.
They can't really fit that in now.
Well,
right.
I was right, except the wrong team. there you go. Clockwork coming. Is this?
I guess they could put the Centaur
is this
in here still, couldn't they? But
is Clockwork 3 here, or is it just Shaker 3?
Yeah.
Not sure. Classically, at least in the last...
Yeah, I mean, Clock's usually 3, right?
It depends.
In the long time ago, yes, but in the last like 6 months, almost always a support.
Yeah.
Like a 4 move around.
What would you move though? Would you have the Oracle as a 5 and then?
Yeah, so Oracle's 5.
Shaker 3.
It's just Shaker or Clock. Who's farming? Is the question.
And I don't really see our Shaker successfully farming against a troll for long periods of time, so I would assume it's going to be Clock 3 just to try to like stay in lane, mess with them, and then also be effective against Lina, Rubik, and troll to an extent
the troll.
too.
Yeah,
like hogging him,
push him around. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Be worth. But at least you can throw him outside of the cogs. But I don't think that's that big of a deal these days.
TNC absolutely needs some building damage. The last pick. They have absolutely zero ways to take towers currently. No, I don't think. Clock's gonna run up with his little hammer and punch the. Also,
absolutely no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll go on the record. The hammer cosmetic for Clock is the best. You have to have the hammer.
TeamTeam has some attack speed this.
Yeah.
The Lina Troll Beast. Roar is gonna be effective as well. The issue right now for TNC's lineup is they basically only have one real core, and it's OD, and he's gonna be covered by Oracle potentially, but like nobody else is dealing damage really outside of like Echo Slams and maybe like Clock separating people. So Beastmaster can be pretty useful in this sense, and it can spot enemy opponents. You can block hooks with some of your summons.
Is Roar even good here? I don't even know if this Beastmaster pick is for the Roar, because I think
it's good. You can set up the rest of the team, like between Troll and Lina. Like one Roar on somebody that's a little out of position, you've got follow-up damage, nukes.
But there's like a Fissure counter initiation and a False Promise counter initiation or an Imprisonment counter initiation.
That's true. Imprisonment is definitely good against it. But he can like lane well.
Yeah.
And split push. And
I think the push is a big aspect here. The push and the 5-man. Because TNC are... They initiate... Like Clockwork doesn't really initiate that well into 5-man situations. Often you just hook and you just die. It doesn't... It's kind of scary. To me, in some ways, feels similar to a Nyx Assassin where you can't play into like a 5-man death ball because they're going to have a sentry down and you just go in and die. Same kind of story with the Clockwork. Hook is just not a good initiation against
between like Beast, Lina, and Troll, they have like pretty good late game scaling cores. Yeah. And with all of this, like all these auras that they're going to pick up, all they need to do is like overpower their opponents, just right click them down with BKBs. And I don't feel like once they get BKBs on TeamTeam, TNC cannot fight well at all unless they catch them with like Hex or Echo Slam or something.
It's a super easy way to play for sure. Like it's no frills. You just walk up to a building, you pop your BKBs in team fights. TNC have given themselves no recourse whatsoever against BKB yet, right? They need physical damage and they need building damage, and it's really limiting their last pick. Just banning out the...
Would have been effective against like Lina ganks.
Yeah.
Or their range disables.
Right.
They pick a Shadow Demon for their second support. So this will give them some defense themselves. It's pretty good against clock in lane because disrupting either one is always going to create illusions that eat battery assaults.
Nice against Oracle.
And also the Demonic Purge is a constant dispel, which can be nice against Oracle. Stop heals on people.
It should stop like it'll stop your Earth stuff as well, won't it? Because normally that's unremovable, but yeah. And well, even just the disruption wastes so much time of the false. Very nice counter pick here. I like their draft a lot, actually. Yeah. I don't know how TNC fix this. Like they need a really strong physical damage hero that has decent matchups, and I'm just not sure what it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know who man fights the troll successfully, who does well in lane against the Beastmaster. But then also you don't want something that's going to get completely destroyed by the Shadow Demon, like you're creating super strong yourself. It's really hard, and TNC, they come back with the PA, but I don't like this hero with this kind of a lineup. I think PA only looks good when your lineup is 100% built around her and you're going PA mag. So.
I think it's kind of okay though, because TeamTeam is so right-click focused. You're gonna have time until they get. I mean, obviously they have a lot of burst damage between like Lina and maybe like Rubik SD a little bit, but it's gonna be a while until Troll is effective against it. So at the least, PA will be able to lane semi-okay against Beastmaster, and will be able to be like that physical damage that they're lacking. It's an okay solution.
Yep. Has potential.
Has potential. I think TeamTeam's draft is better though. I felt like with the 3 picks they had against their opponent's 4, it was like, oh, we forced them into like revealing everything basically, and now we can just get a decent counter. It felt like they'd won by 3rd pick.
Okay. Has that swayed either of you either way?
I'm definitely taking TeamTeam.
Okay.
Here.
TeamTeam's draft looks better.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for both of you. Time then to get into our next game, our second game of our 3rd series of the day. We're about to find out whether dreams become memes or memes are turned into dreams with TeamTeam versus TNC.
Well, the analysts are backing TeamTeam here in this game too, but I wonder if the analyst by my side is going to agree with them. How's the draft looking?
I think TeamTeam, I like their lineup a lot. I feel like they have good matchups. I think that, for example, like OD to traditionally a lane winner, I think that lane is quite good against them. You want to ask me why?
I just wanted to ask you how you looked at the draft. That's all. So we've got 3 analysts now back in TeamTeam.
Yeah, which usually means that
TNC is
definitely they're going to stomp. It's going to be a 10-minute game.
Really cool mechanical interaction for this one.
Let's hear it.
Ready? Shadow Demon is a counter to Oracle. Why, Blitz? Because when Oracle goes and saves somebody, he throws Purifying Flames on them, right? Because the heal is going to give him a bunch. But Shadow Demon puts Purge on. Purge will remove any of the healing from Purifying Flames. Purifying Flames will only do damage at that point.
Prepare for battle.
I like it.
See Toby and Owen giving tips like that, Blitz.
I don't actually play a ton of Oracle, and I don't actually play a lot of the other hero, but I actually did know about that interaction, because I do know about the constant part. But I do like Lina versus OD a lot. It's a hero that naturally pushes in the wave. He outranges your Astral Imprisonment by quite a bit. Like if you flick around this hero, like hover around Astral, the range is so bad.
Yeah.
So you usually get hit, pop like 3 or 4 hits before you get Astral off. The way that your Astral works too, it sets up for Lina stuns every single time.
Right.
And naturally, you just don't mind the matchup because you've got high int.
30 seconds to battle.
Okay, so our analysts backed TeamTeam.
Yes.
You've been backing TeamTeam's draft. I gave a little bit of insight into how Shadow Demon's really good here. So give me something, Blitz. What is good about TNC's draft? How are they going to win? That way we don't all look like fools.
I think this PA could very easily go off. It's not a bad clockwork game at all.
Okay.
He's quite good against all these heroes.
Yeah.
Who has a hero that actually initiates. And they have 2 ways to like hard initiate, which I think that's 2 more ways than they had last time.
Yeah.
Last game they were relying on a 4 staff up from Necro to start fights. That's usually when you know circumstances have really devolved, let's just say.
Yeah.
And you're hoping that the Necro force push into someone is how you win a fight. You probably lost the game.
Of course, this is not just a dual cast with myself and Blitz. Two lovely observers joining us as well for this broadcast. All right, so we're going to switch things up and put the PA at top with the Oracle against the Troll lane, because I'm pretty sure there was no way you would want the Clockwork into that matchup. That being said, I don't like Clockwork versus Beastmaster either, so I actually don't know. There's no matchup that I think Kook is going to be super happy with, so maybe it's better for the PA to be against the Beastmaster. I have no idea. But Brax is certainly dead. Cuckoo, very smart, stuck around, despite the fact, you know, they wanted to switch up the lanes. Cuckoo sticks it out at bottom lane. They get the kill on Brax, which is now potentially going to force Brax, if he TP'd to bottom, then they're like, sick, we can actually stick with the lanes as they are. TP Cuckoo up to top, we've got the lanes we want. But Brax is not actually going to do that. He's going to run out to lane, which is very smart of him. I feel like that's like the most common way for teams who have a certain lane setup and they don't get that one when they rotate and they get a kill. That's the way they can solidify the lane.
They all in on the 4 as Armel gets given the tip. Like, the reason for that is he astraled a range creep, denied it in front of it. Am I a joke? I'm just gonna let you get away with this.
He's currently 14-3, so you like seeing the Lena versus OD matchup. Well, it is looking pretty good so far. Cuckoo is gonna get disrupted by Shadow Demon, so not gonna be able to put that battery cell to good use. That is a couple things. Like, not a big fan of playing Clockwork against Beastmaster or Shadow Demon for the reasons of battery assault being easily negated. The full aggro tri-lane now for TeamTeam. No, never mind. Nushim is going to head back up to top lane to join Lemby. And Tim's actually gets a bit low here in this top lane. It's Cuckoo. The double range against the double melee. Definitely demonstrating the ease which the harassment works.
I mean, he's going to get a nice fissure, but it's not going to block off Envy, Yushim, and this should just be, for the most part, like a free farm lane for Envy. Touched here. You see it already reflected in the CS, like both people having a hard time. This is just like been the story of the last game too, where like both off like have just been completely screwed. Yeah, because of the safe lane matchup that they've had to go against.
But this time around, it's the Clockwork who is going to
mid
benefit from that a little bit more. Gunner
might just be dead here.
Yeah, looks like he's very dead because that Fissure block is not going to be ending anytime soon. By the time it finally does, well, he does mention the LSA, but Tim's going to be able to land a big hit with the Enchant Totem. Very good setup there of Armel and Tim's. But yeah, Clockwork doesn't really need a whole lot of farm, right? While Beastmaster, I mean, Beastmaster is kind of like one of those quintessential greedy offlaners where you just kind of need to be able to sit in lane and farm and farm and farm.
I mean, he's a hero that if you don't just like get time to farm, it sucks because what you want to do naturally is like you want to take that bottom tower after and like press your advantage, and not being able to do that feels quite bad.
Ice Mike almost going down here. Unfortunately, the Fissure block didn't actually keep him in the river, which I think is what Tim's was looking for.
Bottom lane, Gabby.
They can't really do a lot here. This setup, they have such good setup for the Fissure here. Fortunately, Ike's Mike did read the situation there and managed to get the disruption off on Tim's before he got Fissure blocked in. We're going to return to our tri-lane versus tri-lane as Nushim has come on down to help things out, but Gunner actually getting caught here by rotation from Cuckoo. It looks like he didn't expect it one, and if he can keep up with the battery assault, Armel may be able to catch up eventually here. Gunner.
This is a dive.
Battery assault wears out, and Gunner can now turn around. Unfortunately, doesn't land the stun on Cuckoo. he had, he might have been able to pick up a kill.
And they're putting a really big premium on this mid lane as well.
Oh no, Armel!
Him into the stun.
He just ran forward to try and catch that lead up, but now may end up dying here. Is the Fairy Fire will manage to keep him alive a little bit
Got
longer.
a south too.
If he can get into the trees, he should be fine. Especially since our Shadow Demon does not have Shadow Points.
Smart of Armel too. Turns, I think, like bad players. I mean, you're a pro at this point, so you don't really make. Worth noting that he immediately pops it on Gunner instead. As you see, Nusham is still hanging around this mid area, but without any mana on Gunner, I don't think this is an actual attempt that'll succeed. So
yeah, I mean, with Mike here, if he gets the telekinesis, intel into
combo.
disruption, well, this is just a mess.
That's a disaster now. He is going to get the rune up at top lane. I would agree with you, though, if they were actually able to combo the stun, but that was a big whiff.
Eternal Envy actually TPing out to Shrine as he got a little bit low, so that'll give Cuckoo some free time in lane. He's obviously not had a great time. He's level 4 compared to Envy, who is level 6. We saw that with his rotation. Whenever you see the offlaner rotate and try and kill mid, it's either a brilliant play or it's one of those, like, I hate my lane. Let me do anything, literally anything else.
Guys, I have nothing to do here. Like, yeah, let me just do something. I'm a part of this game.
Yeah.
Feel alive.
And we can see exactly why Cuckoo shows his face for a little bit too long. Disruption into a kill. Now, Prax, he is having a better time in his laning phase. We did say, you know, out of the two, if they're both getting equally screwed, the advantage is going to be to the Clockwork, who can just kind of pick up level 6 and make do with what he has. But looks like Brax is doing much better than that.
Brax, though,
is going to be caught, though.
Cuckoo actually rotated down for this, as Brax is going to get trapped up. Gabby's even going to come in. They're just keeping the creep wave to absolutely ensure this kill. I don't know how in love with this move I am.
I mean, I can kind of see it. He's like, screw it. I'm having a bad game. I'm at least going to make sure that the enemy offlaner has a bad game.
He's like, top is just not me.
Yeah.
It's like, top.
I mean, honestly, at this point, they should make Tim's the 3 position, and he should just play, you know, Fisher block top lane as much as possible.
I would kind of agree with that play, just because I think, like, at least in this situation, Tim's can like get something out of this top area.
Yeah.
He can just like Fisher block. He can nuke for CS. He doesn't have to like. He's not in as bad of a situation, I think, as Cuckoo is. Cuckoo's life is pretty much just like, I'm watching UCS. This is great.
I don't know. We say Tim should be top lane. Tim should try and get a little bit of farm here, but he shows up, almost immediately gets found by Axe. Mike is going to be able to get a good Fisher and walk away. Cuckoo, meanwhile, killing Brax again. As we said, looks like just trying to make the opposing offlaner's life total hell. Tim does manage to get away thanks to his Tranquil Boots. He even has the clarity still in the bank, so he doesn't need to go anywhere. He can chill out on the side here and just pick up experience. It is still concerning that a troll is totally free farming. Then again, our PA and our OD are actually above him in CS. So it looks like we both, you know, we have 2 cores on each side who are totally free.
It was the troll lane, and it was also the fact that Gunner had got every hero ran at him at some point.
Yeah.
The Clockwork rotation to top. I like that though. Cuckoo was like, guys, I'm not doing anything top. So I really like that rotation mid that he made. I wasn't the biggest fan of his rotation bottom because I feel like it's just kind of a net trade.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. Brax is still getting much more CS than you are, and you hamper a lot of your game by making rotation. Essentially, what you're saying is I'm now the 4 position, which you agree with that move. Is Brax likely to go down here again as does not have the roar, does have a TP, but Gabby should get this kill pretty easily. As Mike's gonna rotate in.
Mike almost got the disruption save. But now it's gonna be a 2-man stun set up for Gunner.
Nice.
He's gonna be able to try and blow up both of them. Gabby still getting a little bit of healing left over from Oracle.
Dead.
He's gonna try and make a jump play, but Gabby actually plenty of HP. He was getting healed up from the Oracle.
Yeah, but you just throw the LSA. Oh, Gunner. That was...
Yeah, Gunnar did not expect him to come back with that much HP, I guess. Gunnar has not played the cleanest game.
I think might be a little tilted, and this is going to further tilt you a little bit as instead of a guaranteed kill on PA.
Oh, hey, what? How is he getting out? He's acting out. Oh, he actually managed to get the clogs on Ice Mike. Not sure if you actually want to do this, Cuckoo, but
oh man, I can't believe that actually happened though. That's a really tilting play. Because suddenly it was like, well, we guaranteed ourselves a kill, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we didn't really. Now we've just died back to back for no reason. And now Gabby is, I mean, this is not the position that you wanted to be in against this PA, where you're just kind of watching her farm.
Tim's Fing up the hard camp. I'm not entirely sure what for, because I feel like that's just gonna be something Jackie farms very soon. Considering how he's already top net worth, and it doesn't seem like TNC is going to make a rotation to shut him down. I was expecting maybe the PA would rotate up there and gank him, but Gabby seems content to chill out bottom and keep the Beastmaster down instead. He's going to be receiving a smoke gank here from Nushim and Gunnar, but Cuckoo's failed to connect, and now Cuckoo is here. No, it was right in front of him, but he couldn't see it, and it blocks his hook. So now he's going to be disrupted into the sea, and a slight imprisonment save. Gunnar, don't make this mistake again. All right, so straight up Dragon Slave will be able to get the kill.
What was...
Gabby's out of here. No, he's not. He catches a blind LSA from Gunnar. Actually, maybe not so blind. The Hawk behind the tower managed to spot him. He's going to be perched up, Gabby. And they're going to be able to catch the Oracle as well. TeamTeam just making the first big rotation down to this bottom lane, and they are the receiving end of 3 kills.
That was the 5-man rotation, by the way. So this is going to open up a lot of space for the OD. That is so unfortunate for Cuckoo.
I feel like that rotation, though, is just something that TNC should have made first, right?
Yeah.
Like, PA should have invaded the Trolls lane, killed him, take the tower.
They just swap out lanes.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It would have been okay, I think, as bad as it sounds, because Cuckoo's not had, like, the best game and a half. If he hits that hook onto the Lina, then they probably kill the Lina, and none of that happened.
Oh, look at this. Cute little purge into hookshot play. That is a 5 position, but
now they're going to just invade this mid tower, which is pretty big. As Gabby's going to get rooted up under a lot of damage to mid, and he's killing the trees as well, so that nobody can sneak DP in. Who is behind here?
Yeah, they've already used their hook shot though.
Yeah, and OD TP bottom, I think. Not really sure what the plan is to actually end this.
Whoa! Kill on Eternal Envy at the bottom lane. Looks like a good fish block from.
I didn't actually notice that he was that far down.
Go. Just gotta deal with the boar.
See ya.
Take the gold. No hook shot anyway. For another 12 sets. 8-5. A very slight lead for TeamTeam. Was a little bit bigger until Eternal Envy did like that in the bottom lane.
Envy's still having a pretty reasonably good game. Gunner's game has been slowed down a bit.
Yeah. Gunner's game is definitely. I mean, he had such a great performance in the first series, and I would say the first game of this series as well, but it's definitely the worst we've seen from him so far. Tim's
bottom move probably tilted the hell out of him. Yeah. It would have tilted the hell out of me. You know, where it's like, oh, it was a guaranteed PA, and why is the clockwork? Why am I dead right now? Why is this clockwork just following me around? That's the best part of, like, when you successfully tilt a mid player. It's like, the way that you do it is you just get in his face, so it feels like he can't make anything.
Oh, that's not what you wanted at all. Eternal Envy was in the perfect spot to be able to pop that smoke. Meanwhile, mid lane looks like they're almost still Gabby. He's going to be saved just in time by the Oracle. Cuckoo doesn't die at top yet, but it looks like it's baby pit for Cuckoo's sins, as he's going to be caught by the Fortune's End that was stolen by the Rubik. And so they take mid tower, get a kill in the top lane. Looks like things just, it could have been works for TNC for sure, but it's still not going their way.
Rock it on.
Team just going to keep up the momentum here. It all started with that heavy rotation to the bottom lane where they win a big team fight, take the tower, they take that map control, start putting some pressure on mid, eventually take that tower. It's going to be the top tier 1. That will be 3 hours gone before he has taken a single tier 1. This has pretty much happened twice now that TeamTeam has walked away with the better pushing setup.
They're really good about doing that. I think this is probably like their biggest strength as a team, especially their prioritization of like making sure, even if the game's going kind of poorly, like taking them, getting the like little advantages. As the hook shot's gonna fly on Anusham, should be 100% different for this. And he is, as he put on his own cogs, but
did you see that?
But
I think Clockwork one shot Rubik's cogs.
Do you think that makes sense?
I mean, Clockwork is not a great hero right now, so any little thing.
It's not like one of those game-breaking mechanics that, like.
I don't think Ice Rock needs to change that one, you know?
Yeah.
There's running around with an Invis rune right now. Unfortunately, because his game has been so stalled out and he's not like level 12 or anything, I don't think there's any way he could solo kill Gavin. I think he knew that too, so he didn't even try and keep the Invis going. Instead, pushes out the lane. And now smokes up with Mike, heads up to the top lane. It looks like TNC knew because they had some very deep vision around that mid area. They have one behind the tower and another one in that jungle just north of the material.
I will say Armel, it's like he's playing a good
yeah,
which means he's just getting like a prerequisite amount of farm, and he's going to be scary at some point. Like at some point you hope this guy like comes online and just kind of one-shots everybody. But Envy on his troll again is having what I would say is a very solid game. Despite the one move that he made bottom where he just sort of, I was like, oh, why is he there? Okay, he's dead. But even that move wasn't like long-term that bad because the lane was so pushed in. I will say, by the way, guys, like if you're learning to make like better Dota plays and stuff like that and you're kind of confused, being on the enemy side of the map is just always better if you're gonna tank deaths, because it just means that they're not going to get anything out of it. As you see, Brax is blocking with his boar.
Nicely done, Brax.
That's the second time now a pet has completely stopped him.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think I've actually, you know, I was already saying I didn't like playing Hawk against Beastmaster. I don't think I played it this new invisible Hawk that just AFKs in one spot. But Cuckoo is going to die here. Before it was even worse because the Hawk would move around. So it's that matchup's, I guess, a little bit better since the Hawk is now stationary in one spot. But
did you see the neutrals? They almost got the last hit. That would be sad.
Tower is under attack.
Okay, so pretty much all the analysts agreed in the previous series. We watched Magical's OD go for
X first.
Yeah, Scythe pretty much is his first main item. We're seeing this now with Armel and a minus into Scythe. Do you agree, disagree?
I think BKB against Team's lineup probably isn't that great.
Yeah, is Beastmaster.
Yeah, and Cole just hits attacks is terrible.
Up by the Bravatos, though, from the Lina, may be able to bring down Armel here. He managed to get into the trees, gonna TP out. Please tell me there's gonna be roar, and there is going to be. They just expended so much. If Armel just simply walked to the trees and TP'd out, that would have felt real bad for TeamTeam.
I will say OD, when it comes to like the game getting later and later, is really, really nice versus Troll.
Yeah. Shot? Nice. Yeah, Gabby.
One shot after
Down, a crit.
They're actually in Roshan, but because of Nusham's like deep play, he's trying to get points down. Maybe they don't get it here as Cuckoo's
nice save from AU, and immediately gets the disarm onto the troll as well. This shot quickly turns into a team fight that will result in a couple of pickoffs here.
Cuckoo is so poor. Now I will say that I don't think he should have gone top. He needed something. Like, he has no farm at all. This is
they traded like one super greedy, like in my opinion, bad offlaner for like the exact opposite of the spectrum, which is a super, I don't know, not greedy, but like Clockwork is like the least greedy of all the offlaners, but he's still kind of a garbage offlaner, at least in my opinion anyway. I just wish they gave Cuckoo like a normal offlane hero, you know?
This, you never know, you might be asking for it, but let me just say that none of this is making him look particularly amazing. Just like, I mean, somebody's got to have a rough game on TNC side, right?
Yeah.
Just sucks that Cuckoo's kind of having him back-to-back as
smoke up from behind. Cuckoo, the battery's all immediately on the IX Mike. Looks like they're going straight for the OD. It is going to go down almost immediately. Tim's just can't get anything off. And now Cuckoo, good hook shot away. TP out. Oh, TP's on cooldown. So he's going to be caught by Gunner, it looks like. He's spotted by the creeps. And eventually Rodovatos will come back up.
It was a cute play, but they are in fact going to lose 3 heroes and immediately go into the Roshan pit. Is TeamTeam, I expect, about to go undefeated at a LAN 4-0 in current year? It's looking like it right now. They're in a great spot, 20 minutes in. They've been about to 6k up after they get the last hit on this Roshan. An Aegis on, looks like they're saving it. Guys, nobody actually grabbed this. Gunner should be...
Gunner's on his way.
Guys, this is like a really long...
Apparently, Gunner was insisting that...
Gunner's like, guys, no, it's not me.
What do you think of Gunner's build, by the way? Rodovatos, and then into the Guardian Greaves build that we're seeing. So many mid here.
He does this a lot when he's really behind. He did this in the series that they played against, what was it, in the finals of the ESL in the lower bracket.
Yeah, that was
that forward.
Forward. Yeah, J-Storm was in before.
Yeah, they knocked out J-Storm first. It was against forward.
Shut in. It's like they've locked down. That's going to be a really big kill. They can get it. Kuga's going to get traded out here. Oh no! He just can't do enough damage. That mech build looks like it's going to keep him alive. Tim's, what an initiation! Fucking just.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Dominating. Triple homicide.
Buyback from it is a buyback from the OT, but this there's no way. Even with that, there's no way.
So many stuns in a row. They all end on Gunner. It took way too long for them to nab him. Buyback 2 from AU. He was just like, I have to try to save him. Maybe he can go. Oh no, he's actually dead. I'm not doing anything here. And 23 minutes in, they're going high ground, and he's just hitting racks. Not a whole lot, because the Echo Slam was already used. They all in to kill the Lina, who was much tankier than they expected.
Yeah.
Atos plus the mech.
She's sitting at 2,000 HP, and then obviously you have the Guardian Greaves aura that kicks in, you have the heal that comes out as well, and then a defensive hero in Shattered with the disruption. Who's gonna find Cuckoo here?
Cuckoo? You didn't even have vision there. You can't walk up there. That's not your place. And they're gonna just maybe march down mid. They know that Echo Slime's still down for some time. They still have Aegis too. This is a very value Aegis at this point. They are gonna fissure, but Envy was not blocked out by that.
I mean, an MKB
no high ground
uncontrolled by 24 minutes. Like this,
you can't fight him right now.
Yeah.
And if AU dies, that was his buyback too. Is they're gonna get double melee racks at just 24 minutes into the game. TeamTeam are just rolling so far.
Yeah, they're gonna go all three. They're gonna force TNC to fight right now while they still have that Aegis on Eternal Envy. So they've got to go up there. They've got to try and break this and not lose any heroes for him. But there goes, of course he dies, and unfortunately it's gonna be Armel as well. And this is gonna be pretty much cleanup. AU has to use the false promise on himself, which will force out the GG call from TNC.
24-minute game. Dang, these guys look good right now. They need to pick Cuckoo different heroes though. The types of heroes that they're currently picking for them, they just don't really do anything. The Necro I see Zai in chat. I don't know, Zai, if you saw that game, but I can't imagine the Necro was the play into this clockwork that just like, he's like, well, I'm just out of my lane. See ya. And he just wasn't really given the opportunity to play Dota. And TeamTeam, their moves to take mid, their moves to take bottom, it just felt like they were more focused on the objectives throughout this game.
Yeah.
When they set up around Roshan, both games, TeamTeam did such a good job of setting up around Roshan, and TNC didn't. It didn't look like they were prioritizing it very highly for whatever reason. And so that's just going